Hey everybody, welcome to Cinema Trip Reviews. I am Wyatt, joined by Alex this week. We are talking about not just one, not two, but three episodes of The Last of Us, because we were on vacation last week, so we didn't really get the chance to put out episode 4 and 5 reviews. So we're going to do all three of these episodes in one review here. So we're going to try to kind of do it in a timely manner, but we'll see how it goes here. These first two episodes, episode 4 and 5, they are pretty much like a two-parter. Kind of, they go together very well. Pretty much everything that's introduced in 4 kind of gets wrapped up in 5, and then you're moving on with the story from there because it kind of works out perfectly here. But episode 4 was titled Please Hold to My Hand, and 5 is called Endure to Survive. With episode 4, the beginning of it, your pickup right after they left Bill and Frank's with all their supplies and everything. They ended up stopping at a couple of gas stations, picking up some stuff. That's where like Ellie, she finds like the nudie mag in the truck. And everything.
Hilarious scene.
He's like, give me that.
Give me that. Throw it out the window.
But they're like listening to Hank Williams and stuff. And whenever they're looking through the gas station, she finds like the joke book, and that's kind of a recurring thing throughout the episode as well. It's her telling all these just lame jokes. But she does manage to get Joel though once by the end of the episode. They camp out underneath the stars in those woods, and like Ellie is like real worried about like them, like somebody coming across them and everything. And then like she even asks him a couple times, like trying to reassure her. And then like when Joel kind of turns over, it seems like he's trying to kind of reassure himself as well that there's not going to be anybody out there and find them, because they're out in the middle of nowhere at this point, trying to make their way to, what was it, like Colorado, Wyoming, I forget whichever one they're trying to get to find Wyoming, Tommy, and also deliver Ellie to the Fireflies. But that's when like she's telling the jokes, and she finally gets them like to laugh. Pretty much they're going to the city. They get to that city, and this is straight from the games as well. They find that blockade and everything, and they kind of have to go around. And they go through and they find like that wounded guy, which is straight from the games as well. And she's like, "Oh, we got to help him." He's like, "Nope."
And he's like, "Buckle up."
"Nope, I've been here before."
Yeah.
But throughout this episode, like they talk about Tommy, and you also get a little bit of backstory with Joel as well. He doesn't like outright tell her what they've done, but he says they've hurt some people. She asks at one point like if they hurt innocent people, and he just kind of pushes that question aside. They move on to something else. But it's implied that they've done a lot of bad things in the past to get to where they were within that settlement and everything. But Tommy has since been moved on, which we will get to in episode 6. These couple episodes, you see that change between even just 4 through 6 here. You have such a huge character arc with just Joel himself. Like I feel like he goes through so much shit in these couple episodes, which we'll get to more so in episode 5. But especially in this one where he's talking about Tommy, because he even explains how Tommy was in like the service and everything, and it's always something new with Tommy. He wants to be like the hero and everything.
I think the pivotal of the new relationship that you are right that starts is when Joel, that guy asks for help, they crash into this building, they're getting attacked by these things. This is the first like kind of video gamey scene, and he's like shooting people, attacking.
It looks exactly like the game too, with them driving through that building and they're popping off of like they're not even fireflies, they're like militants, militia or whatever.
And a guy gets up on Joel, and he's gonna kill Joel. He's like choking him out, and Ellie has to shoot him. And I think that's like the first part of Joel being like, it leads into the first part. I feel like the most fatherly thing Joel's ever did with Ellie, which we'll get to. But she saves him, which I think is a pretty big
with that hidden gun that she found at the Frank and Bill's.
Yeah. She shoots the guy, and it's hard for Ellie.
It's a kid.
She
it's like
it off.
14-year-old or 13-year-old kid. And
like, he begs like every little bitch.
It's a heavy scene, dude. Like it's such a heavy scene, especially for Ellie. When she's just sitting there, she doesn't know what to do, and he's trying to like talk with her. Like, we can help each other. Like, it doesn't have to be like this. Like, we got food. We could have, like, what's your name? And then he like even says like his name. His name was like Brian or something.
And Joel's just like, go behind the wall. Go behind the wall.
I don't want you to see this.
Yeah.
Like, oh man. And he doesn't shoot him, or he stabs him, I'm pretty sure, with that knife that he gets from him. That kid was close, and I mean that's a wake up call for Joel as well. That you see throughout 4 and especially 6. He brings it up where he's just like, I'm getting old. Like I don't know if I could do this anymore like I used to. Like we've been through so much shit. I'm losing a step at this point.
Yeah. This leads into You meet Rose. I know she's got a different name, but that's Rose from
from
Two
Two
and
and
a
a
Half
Half
Men.
Men.
Two and a Half Men.
It's funny
Who
because like Annette knows her from something else, and I was like, I know her from Two and a Half Men, and that's it. She's like the
me too.
crazy
That's
neighbor.
it. She was the crazy neighbor Rose. Um,
Yeah, she's
she did really
Kathleen
well
in
in
this.
this.
Yeah, she's like a
She
new
did
character for
she
the
did
series
very
here.
she did very well. She was intimidating enough, not like scary villain like the governor in Walking Dead, but like just enough that you knew she was just a little unhinged, which apparently she's really good at playing unhinged characters.
Apparently,
Because
this was just a different kind of unhinged in
yeah,
this one.
'cause that's
Uh,
what she was in Two and a Half Men too.
yeah, I mean, hers was kind of like a comical, like Charlie from It's Always Sunny, like stalker type character.
Yeah,
But this, she's just like, I guess she's the leader of like
like a
the
resistance,
resistance
basically.
in that city that overtook Fedra. They
Yeah,
they went over like it was over years of just like apparently just terrible living conditions within
but
Fedra and
not,
everything.
but they're
They
not
saw
Firefly, right?
no, they're not
Yeah,
Firefly. They're just like they revolted and they took over the city or that quarantine area pretty much.
it's which seems weird because Firefly's like the rebels, like they're the ones who. And so
Yeah.
this is like, oh no, we're gonna do it by ourselves. So I was like, oh, that seems kind of weird, but
They just took
I
over.
get it.
Yeah, they were just in that city. They just overtook it, and that's the scene where you would get introduced to Kathleen. She's talking with like her family doctor. Like he even talks about like I birthed you and everything. Like I was there
Yeah,
since
you
you
and
were
your brother.
born. And then like she's like, and it comes up multiple times throughout these two episodes when you see Kathleen. She's like, oh, like you want us to treat you fairly, like well look how did you treat us all these years and such, like she brings that up, like all this terrible treatment, well it's coming back to haunt you, like now you wanted us to take it easy on you, now you want fair treatment.
Yeah,
But she lets him go for now until she goes and finds out like other people got killed or whatever, and she just comes back in and just shoots his ass.
she throws a tantrum.
Yeah, she throws a tantrum, and
Throws a
I want to
tantrum with
know
a
how
gun.
like I want to know how she became the leader of this. Like, they didn't really go into the backstory. Really, you get a little bit of backstory, but not much on like how it came to be, but how she was like the leader. Of everything. It doesn't last long though. I thought she was going to be more of a recurring character throughout
Yeah.
the rest of the season here, but nope.
At this point, I felt like it just seemed like she was the one willing to do, not necessarily the right things, but the hard things, the things that are like people aren't willing to do. She was, because like you said, she goes back in and shoots her doctor and stuff. Seemed like
Yeah,
she was the one that was willing to like do the crazy shit, and that's how she got the
yeah.
leadership role.
And she also has the right hand man, the dude with the big
Yeah,
old beard and the militant gear at all
yeah.
times.
I read a thing. He actually is the guy who plays the voice of Tommy and does the mocap of Tommy in the
Yeah,
game.
that's pretty
Is that
cool.
guy? Which is cool. It's cool. They're giving him like they're like be a part of this too.
I haven't seen a lot of the later seasons, but he looked like Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead a little bit, like in the later seasons where he has like the beard and
He did.
everything. I was
He
like, that's
does a little bit.
they could have easily got I don't remember the dude's name, but they could have got him. But it's pretty
Something
cool.
Lincoln, right? Something
Yeah,
Lincoln.
Andrew Lincoln, that's it.
Andrew Lincoln. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's cool they brought Tommy back because I know that we're gonna get like Troy Baker eventually. He's gonna be in the game.
Is
In the
he? All
show.
right. Cool. All right. I didn't know. Are they gonna bring the girl who did Ellie in?
I think so at some point.
All
I'm
right.
not sure if she was in it yet or not, but I'm sure she will be.
I'm gonna have
I
to look
heard that
that up.
that her and Troy Baker are going to be in it at some point. I just don't know when.
That's cool because those are the character, and I'm cool with them introducing. I mean, we should say about Rose Kathleen's character. I think she was a good introduction. I think she was a good inclusion that wasn't a part of the game. I
Yeah.
know, people are like real on this shit, especially with this. This is the biggest I felt like where they want it to be the game, and I'm like, it's not paced as well if it's the game. So I liked Kathleen's
Yeah,
inclusion.
I feel like it gives it a little bit more substance than them just running into Fireflies every time or whatever, or
Yeah.
running into just Fedra or something. Just like, oh, we run into Fedra, got to run away. It gives you a little bit more like different
Yeah.
characters with a little bit more depth to it. It doesn't
I'm
feel like
okay.
the same thing over and over and over
I'm okay in a video game fighting nameless, faceless
in
enemies. It's fine
waves.
for me
Yeah.
in waves. In a film, a show, you gotta give me why is this person a villain? Like what is their driving force? And you do get this with her. I mean, it doesn't really come why she's a villain until the next episode, but you do get this with her.
Yeah, but over the course of like her introduction, and everything, she keeps talking about this Henry character. Which, if you play the games, you know exactly who Henry is. You don't know what he is in the show because this her story and everything isn't in the game. This is all
Yeah.
pretty much brand new. But as you find out, like Henry is like, I forget what the technical term they called him in the show, but he's like an informant. He's a rat. He's the one
Yeah.
he's like a double agent. He's playing both sides.
I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top.
He's informing for Fedra and then not and
Coming
then
back
for
to the
them and
rebellion.
everything. Yeah, exactly. It's more so in the episode 5 when you get into the backstory of that.
Yeah.
But Henry apparently ended up killing like her brother, who was also one of the top leaders of like the resistance and everything. It was her and her brother that pretty much led this group and overtook the city and everything. It had something to do with medicine for his brother. They did a little differently in the show. Sam he's deaf in this show. He's not in the games. He's a little bit older in the game, I'm pretty sure as well. He's a little younger in the show.
He's like Ellie's age in the game.
Yeah, he's a little younger in this one. He loves superheroes, drawing them all over the walls. When they find like Joel and Ellie run into the hideout, when they're running around, they find the attic with like the empty like Chef Boyardee cans and like superhero drawings all over the walls, which you get to. They'll show the backstory of that, but it has something to do with like getting medicine for his brother, and he ended up having to kill, her brother and everything, and that's why she's really trying to hunt him down. And I mean, they didn't like the informants anyway, but especially because.
Oh, she's chasing him. This whole time she's chasing Henry.
But now they have 2 other people to worry about on top of that, so they're straight up combing the city. Comb the desert.
Found anything yet? We ain't found shit.
They send out the people going house to house, door to door, building to building to try to find, Henry and Sam, and also Ellie and Joel.
I really like the scene right after they do the killing and stuff. You're introduced to Kathleen. Joel and Ellie are in like a cafe, I'd say probably, and they're hiding.
Yeah.
And this is when he actually gives her the gun and he kind of teaches her to aim it.
How to
and he's
hold
like,
it.
yeah, how to hold it. He's like, you can keep it. He's like, you just put it in your bag though. I mean, of course she doesn't listen. She slips in her pocket, dummy. But I like that scene. I think that was the first scene of Joel being like, okay, I have to really like take care of this person, like she is a benefit of me just as much as I'm a benefit to her.
Yeah. Yeah, she can handle herself.
She can handle herself.
She didn't freeze up, and I mean, he obviously slipped up when that kid got the drop on him. She saved his ass, but so I mean, she's able to handle herself, and I mean, as long as he can kind of train her a little bit, she can be a nice ally going forward.
And I know we're jumping ahead till the final episode we're going to talk about, but I do love the little joke he says where he's like, I didn't hear him coming. And I thought that was like a jab at the game about him having like fucking super hearing, when you could duck down and you could just hear. I was like, is that a jab at the game? Which is a funny jab.
I think they mentioned in one of these episodes that his hearing isn't all there. I forget which one it was.
They talk about he's
about
deaf
like
in
his
left
right
ears.
side. That's why he sleeps on his right side.
Yeah. Which I thought, I was like, because they were making fun of it, like in the game, they make fun of it that he's got like this absolute super hearing that he can hear like through walls and shit.
Yeah.
Like he's like a 50-year-old man who can hear everything.
Yeah, but pretty much that whole episode, they're running around that city just from building to building, trying to hide out. And then they get to like that skyscraper and like, we got to go up. And like, we're going up all the way. He's like, as far as my legs will take me.
As far as I can go.
And she's like, come on, we can go up farther. And he's like, nope, can't do it. He's like out of breath at the top of the stairs. I feel like they've really captured the essence of the game so well. And even just these smaller moments, just between, and he's all pretty much through all the 3 episodes we're talking about, every little moment you have is great between Ellie and Joel. Just the little banter they have, just talking back and forth. Nothing could be really going on. They're just walking, but it's still like, it's intriguing. It's funny.
It is. This is, and like you said, through the 3 episodes, this is the most character these characters are given throughout the whole thing. Not individuals. Like in the first few episodes, you're really getting to know Joel and then Ellie. This is their relationship, how they operate, and it is great. I'm with you.
Yeah. And you get some of we've seen it a couple episodes before, but you actually see him kind of setting up traps a little bit. Not even traps, but something to kind of let him know in case some people are trying to sneak up. He breaks up the glass, puts it all over the floor and everything.
Which didn't do shit, apparently.
Didn't do a damn thing because like as the episode ends, like she's like, Joel, wake up. And the little kid, Sam's got the drop on him holding the pistol with his little like painted on mask and everything.
I do like right before this episode, like before they go to sleep and they get the drop on him. I like she does make this is the one where she really makes
Yeah,
them
she
laugh.
really makes him look because he like
She
smiles before when they're in the woods. He like gives a little
Yeah,
smile,
this
but
one
this
he
one
cracks up.
they're
Yeah.
laughing.
And it's like something about diarrhea running in your jeans or something, and he just like
Yeah.
cracks up.
It's in the genes or whatever.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's
did
in
you
the
know
gene.
diarrhea was hereditary? It
Yeah,
runs in your
it runs in
genes.
your.
He's losing it.
Yeah, it's just such a stupid joke that I felt like we've heard a million times, but like losing it during this.
Yeah.
Apparently the guy who wrote that book, the Good they're talking about,
hmm
apparently he's alive and it's in the game too, which I know it's in the game, but apparently he was like, yes, use it for the show,
That's
and
cool.
he gave him like free copyright to it. Where he's like, yeah, use it, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And I mean, we're gonna mention a couple more times, like we already have, but throughout all three of these episodes, even more so than we have through the first three that we've seen already, these three are really what's gonna bond Joel and Ellie. I mean, especially because they're alone now. They're just both of them. Tess isn't there or anything, especially with everything with Joel remembering Frank and Bill and the letter. That's kind of put that in his head, that little note, and throughout the events of 4 and 5, and then once you get to 6, it all kind of
Oh.
bubbles up, and I mean, you really see that character arc flip for Joel.
I'm excited
and
to
we're
get
going to
to
be
6.
seeing a whole different Joel throughout the rest of the series here.
Well, yeah, I'm excited to get to 6. It was a great character episode.
hmm
But 5, I think 5 was my favorite episode of the series so far.
5 was great, and it opens up really great, just
Really
exactly
great.
with the ending of 4. And I love how Ellie's just trying to defuse the situation. Because Henry's just like, listen, man, we don't want any trouble. We just like want to share supplies or whatever. And like, he's like, just let me know we're cool. He's like, yeah, we're cool. And he's like, come on. He's like, I don't like your tone, man. Come on, just be a little nicer.
Just like, Joel, say it cooler.
And Ellie's like, come on, man, like be all right. And he's like, yeah, everything's fine. And he's like, come on, man, you gotta help me out. Like everything you say is just like so rugged and tough, man. Just chill for a second.
And I mean, Ellie's too trusting. Joel,
Ellie is
Joel,
way too trusting.
Joel's not there, but she puts her faith in the right people. These are not bad people. They're not there to hurt him. This is when you meet Henry and his little brother Sam, right?
Yeah, Sam.
This is when you officially meet them. Like, you kind of go into their backstory, right? It cuts back to a flashback.
Yeah, the episode, yeah, it starts. I don't know if it's the opening or right after that, but yeah, it shows like how they started running and everything. They were actually in cahoots with the doctor that you see in the previous episode, the doctor, like Catherine's family doctor and everything. He was the one that was actually helping them out and everything. Actually had that little safe house in like the attic where you saw that in the previous episode. And you get to see them over the course, I believe it was 10 days. And they're waiting for that doctor to come back with more supplies so they can get the hell out of there. And he just never comes back. And he just keeps telling Sam every day, because Sam's like, what are we doing here? Are we safe? Yeah. He's just trying to reassure him, like, it's going to be all right, man, buddy. Don't worry.
It's going to be all right, yeah. He's really bonding with his brother, who you do learn has leukemia, right? I think he tells me it's leukemia. Which, man, call me a heartless cynic, but, like, you got to think in a world like this that, like, you learn that somebody's got like a sickness like that you almost give up on them, which good for Henry not doing.
That's what Kathleen tries to say too in the end of this episode, and she's like, what do you expect? Like,
he's gonna die.
You can't save everybody. Look at the world that we're in.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, she's kind of right.
I know that's awful. In a way, but when you have literally nothing else in the world other than like your one family, you're gonna do everything you can to protect them, even if that means your life. Which even when he sacrifices it.
There can be two truths at the same time, exactly. and I get that, like I get both sides of this argument, but I do understand it.
Yeah, but like Sam is scared and everything, and Henry goes over and is like drawing pictures with them and everything. But over the course of the 10 days, they go through like all their rations. They go through like everything, and they're just up in that attic, just waiting. He's like, well, he's not coming back. We got to get up out of here. And that's when they're running throughout the city, and they end up going up through the building and running into Ellie and Joel.
They hear him first. They hear that shootout they have in the gas station. You're
he
back
sees
there.
him. Yeah, he sees. Yeah, he sees Joel. He doesn't know who they are, but he thinks that he saw that he could handle, and even tells him like, you can handle yourself pretty well,
Yeah,
and that's
you're fighting
exactly what
against
we
my
need
enemy.
to get out. That's going to work perfectly about the situation. I'm the brains. I know exactly how to get us out of the city. You're going to be the muscle, and that's what we're going to do to help get us out of here. And this is the part you've been pretty much waiting for this whole time, right? You've been waiting for the tunnels.
Yeah, it didn't end where I wanted it to,
Yeah.
but I did like the tunnels, and I like this little kid room they find. They go into like the tunnels and they find like the kid
very
room.
similar to the game.
Yep, it was a cute scene.
Yeah, and I do, from what I remember, because it's been a long time since I played the game, like there's like letters and stuff where you kind of follow like the story of like one or two of the kids that were like in that little group, that little like shelter they had. But it's nice to have like that little bonding scene and everything. Like Ellie and Sam are playing like with that, like they had like the little goal drawn on the wall, and they're like, playing
Making
soccer.
tons of noise. Tons of noise.
They're underground. But
but
Henry's trying to bond with Joel.
We learn in this episode though that these things, the clickers move differently, because there's a scene, I don't know if it's at the end of the fourth one or this one or the beginning of this one, where Kathleen goes in and you see like the ground.
Yeah,
you see like the ground pushing up, and it's implied that they're coming out of that hole, like.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. Yeah, that was in episode 4 though, because that's whenever they're like combing the streets and the buildings, and Kathleen and them find like the attic hideout, and they go down to the basement. That's when she sees like the ground's like bubbling, and they're like, and she's like, well, let's just handle this a little later. We have bigger fish to fry right now. And
which
dude's
again
like, come on, we can't just not say anything.
Stay here.
Like, come on.
I mean, listen, it gets to her later, but everybody's going to be dead in that city soon, like they're coming.
Yeah, you got to do something,
fast.
prepare.
Yeah.
But you kind of get some explanation for that in 5 here, because Henry kind of gives the backstory about, because Joel even asked like about the clickers or the infected in the city, and they said that like they pushed all of them down, hoarded them down into the tunnels and everything. But he thinks like that one tunnel is like somewhat clear. Like he says he's been down there once before, but it's been clear. He didn't see anything.
Which it is. I mean,
it is clear, but it's not clear through all the other ones, because that's where they're like bubbling up through and everything. But that will come up eventually.
I was a little disappointed though, and we've talked about it, where I really wanted that subway scene, and this isn't the point in the game where they hit that subway scene, which was fine to me. I was like, that's fine. They can make it into this.
Still happen. You never know.
I thought they were going to get to the end of this, and it was going to be the fucking 30-40 clickers or whatever it was. It was all 4 of them sneaking out, and I was like, yes, I'm super excited for this scene.
Nope. They literally just cuts them just walking outside.
Yeah, they're in like a suburb.
Walk out. Yep.
I was like, man, which it comes to a cool scene. A cool scene's coming, but I wanted my scene. I really wanted my scene.
Yeah, they're walking through like that like abandoned suburb at night. Everything like it's all dilapidated cars and everything. But you get the sniper scene, and it's a little different from the game. But it's like that old, looks like a kind of like an Addams Family type house at the end of the street where the sniper's at, and Joel gets the bright idea to loop around and flank him. And man, that was just like the old dude just sitting up there by himself, and he's like, "Don't."
Who knew he was coming?
Yeah, you would have had. Yeah, you saw him go out and around. You should have expected him coming. But Joel's like, "Come on, man, don't do it. You don't have to do this." And he tries. I mean, I feel like the dude has nothing left. I mean, he's old. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm ready to go out." And that's why he like fucking.
Still, at the same time, though, you think you'd be like, "All right, see ya."
Joel's like, "I just got a dope new gun I'm gonna be using here going forward." But this is like the scene you get from the game where Joel, you have to protect them running from the infected and everything, but it has to do with Kathleen and the rest of the militia, like revolution comes through to try to capture everybody, and that's a tense scene, dude.
And they're driving the cars, and like they have this big like tank car that's just like ripping through.
Looks like something straight from like the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead. Like they built up that big bus, like tank and shit.
It's like the GTA car that's flipping cars and shit. She's like, just go through it.
That's a tense ass scene though, because it's just Henry, Sam, and Ellie out there hiding behind that car, and you think they're trapped, you think they're done, and even Henry like gives himself up there, and he's gonna go with them. But sure enough, man, because that one truck, like as they're running, Ellie's like shooting, and Joel pops the driver, and the car drives straight into that house. And I guess there must have been one of those sinkholes that you saw from episode 4 in the
Whole
suburbs.
fucking yeah.
That whole house fucking comes down, and all those infected. We even get the bloater in this episode, which that's
Big
a
ass.
practical suit, dude. And they said it weighed
Oh,
like
yeah.
80 pounds.
I've been reading all about it.
It looks
Huge suit.
awesome. The behind the
It looks-
scenes suit looks amazing.
Awesome, dude. And it's such a cool entrance too. Just like, I know he's not his feet, but it's just like his hands coming out and he just pulls himself up. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
And you think the like Kathleen's right hand man's gonna be like some badass dude. Dude, he gets grabbed and his head gets stripped straight off.
Pop.
One failed swoop. They're
Yeah,
shooting.
man.
Shooting does nothing against this one. You can't stop
Just
them.
Killing it. Oh, and this leads into the little girl clicker, dude.
She was the scariest, dude. She was the creepiest.
Was great. Ellie's gets into a car because it's chaos.
She
at this
climbs through like
point.
that window in the back, and
Yeah.
like Joel's like covering her while she's like running and getting attacked and shit.
Yeah, and it's absolute chaos at this point. And there's this little girl clicker that comes in and she's like moving throughout the seats. Oh,
It looks
it's
like her
creepy.
like joints are like disconnecting the way she's like bending
Oh,
around the
yeah.
seat. Oh, it looks
It's
so
awful.
creepy, dude.
It's awful.
And she's
I
like
was
like a high pitched like screech and stuff. Ugh, it was so
Yeah.
creepy.
It was terrible. How does, and maybe I'm just misremembering again, it's been about 2 weeks. Does Kathleen dies here, right?
Yeah, she gets killed by the kid clicker, the little
Does
girl
she?
clicker.
All
Yeah.
right. All
But before that happens, that's like Henry and Sam are underneath that car getting attacked, and Ellie goes up and she's like straight from the game with like the switchblade stabbing
The
them and killing the
switchblade, yeah.
clickers, and then like gets Henry and Sam out of there, and that's like Kathleen tries to stop them one last time, and that little girl like jumps on top of her and they starts like mauling the shit out of her straight from the games, dude.
Well,
It's
you never
pretty
got a
wild.
little girl clicker in the game.
No, but I'm
They-
saying like the way they maul people and shit. Like,
Left
yeah,
4
she was
Dead
mauling the
3,
hell out of
or-
her.
Not Left 4 Dead. Last of Us 3. I need some little.
I
kid
was
click.
surprised though. I thought Kathleen was going to last more than 2 episodes. The way they were building her up, I thought she was going to be more of a big bad going forward, or else like maybe she would be the one like at the facility or something towards the end of the series. But I guess
Yeah.
not.
I mean, we're gonna lead into it coming into the end of episode 6, but I think the best big bad of the series is about to come. Of the first game, my favorite part of the first game,
Yeah.
is about to come. But we'll get there. They
Ah,
escape. They all
yeah.
escape.
They escape. They
Yeah.
go back. They find their way to like a hotel, like an old rundown motel. Man, and this is
Cute
the heaviest
scene.
part of the fucking episode, dude.
But we get a cute scene with Ellie and Sam, and they're just like playing, and they're like writing and they're reading.
Talk about
and-
comic books. Like she
Yeah.
said that like she has like certain issues and he has the ones like in between them. Like they read the
Ah.
same comic books. And that like they're even talking about like what were they talking about, like riding motorcycle or whatever. He's like all I want to do is just ride down the road or whatever. Like that's a
Yeah.
dream. Just talking about
Yeah,
like
he's-
what the normal world was like or whatever.
Yeah, and I love that Henry keeps writing, or Sam keeps writing on the board. Like, again, this board wasn't in the game because he wasn't deaf. But
He
this
had,
board
like,
was
the-
such like a
The toy or whatever in the
yeah, and it like peeled off and like it could write. And it, when we get there, the board was so important for the last shot of this episode, which really leaves you on a heavy moment.
yeah.
But Ellie and Sam are talking in this room, talking about comic books, and he admits to her that he was bit.
Well, yeah, he
shows
asks her a question about like if like there's something still inside of like the dead people or inside of the infected or whatever, and that's when she's like, oh god, like, and then this is something that it's brand new. She tries to help him. Like she like
Yeah.
cuts open herself and she's like she shows him like I'm the cure. I can't be infected. And she tries to cut open herself and she tries to smear her blood like on his wound to see like maybe something in her DNA can try to help save him and protect him.
Yeah.
But she doesn't tell anybody. She keeps it to herself, just
Which-
to hope that it happened. Like hope that it saves him by morning. But yeah, she wakes up and he's just sitting there facing the window and everything and not
It's so-
responding. Ugh.
It's so dumb. Why didn't he attack her? You know,
Right?
like I don't understand. Like he just sits there, but
Maybe
why?
she was sleeping and he didn't I don't know, because they weren't doing anything. I don't know.
I mean, I know she's immune. Like, so if she gets bit, who cares? But like, he could still rip her fucking face off or something. you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's
I
like what
would not
Tess
be
told her in like
sleeping-
episode 2 is like you're not immune to being ripped apart.
Yeah, like I would not be sleeping beside the. I mean, I guess she thought maybe she cured him. You know,
Maybe. But yeah,
Yeah.
like he jumps on her and they bust straight through that door and it's almost exactly like the game at
Ugh.
this part, man. Because Joel tries to fucking go for his gun and like
And
Henry
Henry's
points
not.
his gun at him. He's like, "What are you doing? That's my brother, man." Like Joel's like
Ugh.
trying to figure out what the fuck to do. He wants to save Ellie, and I mean Henry, it just snaps in his mind, and he ends up killing his brother. And man, it's so quick. And then he like as soon as he does it, he realizes what he's done. He's like, "What the fuck did I just do, man?" And he looks at Joel, and Joel's like, "Can't believe what's going on."
Oh, and Joel's just like, don't.
Yeah, he's like, "Don't do it." And
don't
man,
do it. Like,
he
Henry,
shoots
now.
himself.
Boom. And this is like, it took us longer to talk about this scene than it takes to like happen. Like, it is such a quick, like, heart pounding scene, like, of them busting through the door and the shots happening. It just, everything happens in almost one breath, where you're just like,
yeah.
Well, as soon
and
as
even
like
though
Henry,
we've seen it happen in the game, we know it's going to happen. It's still like anxiety inducing. You're like, "Oh my god, what's going to happen?" And this is the one like that got me, dude. Like more so than episode 3. I fucking cried in this episode at the end, and I was like, "God damn it, The Last of Us did it to me again." They didn't get me in episode 6, damn it. They didn't get me in that one. But episode 5, they got me with the Henry and Sam one. They did a great job with that episode.
And I led up to it, but I love the final shot. They bury Henry and Sam. They give them a proper burial and everything, which, I mean, is about the best you could do for anybody in a world like this.
Yeah, because they were talking about like joining them, like, and as soon as they meet up, or whatever, like throughout the episode, Ellie's talking with Henry, like, "Oh, don't worry about Joel. He'll soften up by the end of this. Like, he's gonna ask you to stay or whatever." And then, as you get to know him throughout the episode, and then by like that time at the end there at the motel, like he even says, like, "Listen, if we get out of here, like, you can come along, like you tag along, we'll be a group." And like they finally found someone that can kind of partner up with, and then that happens. I mean, there was their first real friends out in the real world, and then that happens. And very similar to the game.
Happy.
Where she puts the toy down, she puts like the drawing pad on Sam's grave.
Yeah. Does she put a toy in the game?
Yeah, she puts his toy there I'm pretty sure on the grave.
I love that it just says, like, I love that she storms away and she's just like, "Let's go." And it almost feels like she's like done with it, but then it comes back and she just writes, "I'm sorry," like on the pad. And then that's where the episode ends. Just done. Them walking away.
Yeah.
You still see she's got, like, even though she was like, "Fuck it, let's go," like, she's got her humanity left in her, and it's written on that pad. She's sorry. She doesn't want this shit to happen.
Yeah, you saw that it really affected Ellie, especially because she was trying to help. Like, she thought there might have been some kind of chance that it might have worked. But as you learn in episode 6, this affected Joel more than it led on in this episode as well, which will roll right into episode 6.
3 months later.
It picks up a couple months later.
Yeah.
They're pretty
Big
much
jump.
They're in Colorado, I guess, or Wyoming at this point. They're in a snowy part of the globe, and they actually you pick up with this old dude that's coming in from hunting out from the woods, and his I guess it's his wife. She's such a nice lady.
It's a fun scene.
It is a fun scene.
After seeing such a hard scene, this is a fun scene to pick up on.
But it opens up the episode with Henry killing himself, like the first thing,
they show you that.
and I was like, "Oh, great, they're gonna make me relive this shit again. Like, why you gotta do this to me?" And then it goes to that scene.
Because then it's a fun scene, and this interaction between this wife and this husband are pretty funny.
Yeah, she's like laughing
a
lot of the time.
He's like, "Did you tell her the truth? Yeah. Are you telling me the truth?
Are you telling me the truth?"
Yeah. He's like, "Why didn't you
made
get the
them
gun?"
soup? He's like, "Yeah, they were hungry."
He's like, "Why did you get the gun? It was over there."
It was over there. And she's like, "Is it just him?" And she's like, Ellie like says something from he's like, "Don't come down." And she comes down.
Because she never listens. Ellie never fucking listens.
Ever listens. But they ended up helping them. They figure out they're not enemies, and they even tell him like, "You don't want to go past that river. It's like the river of death or whatever." It's like nobody comes back from that point. And I guess these people are just so far out in the middle of nowhere, nobody just bothers to find them, or nobody just has seen them at that point.
Yeah, which they don't really bring. I thought the River of Death was leading into the point where we end the episode on, but it really just leads into that like settlement. So I'm guessing the River of Death was just people that like went and joined that settlement, but they said they found bodies. They said they found bodies.
Well, I mean, they mentioned the bodies later when you talk to I forget the ladies, the lady that's with Tommy, like his wife. She mentions about like the people that are with them but Ellie talks to her about the bodies they found or whatever.
Yeah.
And she says, like, those are the people that didn't want to, like, participate. They didn't want to,
Yeah, we didn't trust them.
Yeah, we didn't trust them. Those are the people. Those are the bad people.
Yeah.
But they have to send a message in some way as well. Like, and
I thought
the thing, my guess is the old people kind of knew about them, and they're kind of like trying to get other people to stay away from that area to protect that settlement. My
yeah.
guess is.
maybe that too. Yeah.
My guess is that they're kind of in cahoots. Like, you don't bother us, we don't bother you.
All right.
So
they
but
meet
they
these
steal one of
people.
the rabbits. I was like, Joel and Ellie, I mean, they gave you
He
soup.
told her to
They-
put it back.
He did, but they didn't though,
She doesn't, because she
as
doesn't fucking listen.
because as they're talking later, she's like, I should have took 2 of those rabbits.
Because she doesn't listen.
They don't. She doesn't listen at all.
This is a lot of cool shots, cool like environment shots. You get a lot of cool like snowy landscapes and
Just them
things like that.
walking.
Yeah. Did you see the Starbucks cup controversy going on?
Oh, with like the crew.
There's like a crew
down near the
member on-
bridge, or
Yeah, he's like standing there. It's definitely there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, yeah, they got him.
HBO, man, you got to get better with this shit.
I'd go back and digitally put it out now. Magic camera. You can do that on Google.
They did it with
phone
Game
now.
of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it seems like it happens all the time. What do you do at HBO?
Yeah, it's a hard project, man. I mean, making films is hard.
But they ended up camping out another night, and it was a tense scene. I feel like going across that bridge, because I was like, "Oh shit, are they gonna get bombarded? Like, are they gonna get trapped on this bridge by somebody?" But I felt like it kind of built up a little bit of tension there, but it doesn't come
Yeah.
to anything. But they like come to like the dam and everything. It's like, "Oh, there's powered towns and stuff." He's like, "Yeah, don't ask me how it works. I don't know."
It's just strange.
And
I
she's
feel
like,
like
"You
he'd know.
And she even says, like, "You could have told me anything, and I would have believed you."
You should know the rudimentaries of
You
it.
could
It
be better
spins
than that.
a wheel, you know. Spins a
Yeah.
wheel. That's it.
Because it was,
Wheel
I believe
generates
it was
power.
in episode 4. He teaches her how to siphon gas, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's so cool." And she like asks him how it works, and he says something, and she's like, "That's not how it is it?" He's like,
Which-
"No, I don't know."
Would never work. By the way, gas would be destroyed. Like
after 20 years.
after 20 years, gas wouldn't. I mean, crude gas would, but gas wouldn't. Like in cars and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's like water now. It doesn't. No, dude, it wouldn't even be around anymore. I think I read somewhere when I was reading up on the episodes that like even diesel fuel, which lasts way longer, only has a lifespan of like 18 months. They're like, it would never last
Mad
that
Max
long.
is full of shit.
Full of shit. A crude gas would. I mean, crude would. I mean, you could make it still. But anyways, off topic.
But yeah, I like that scene though, where she's like, "Don't ask me how it works. I don't fucking know."
Don't
She's
ask
like, "Well, you could have just made something up. You can
lied
do
to me.
better than that, Joel. Come on." But that's what I mentioned before. Just like these little moments of them just walking and talking, it's still so entertaining. They make the banner it's so, I guess, realistic. It's just so natural. I guess it's just it seems natural.
In the beginning of that scene, she tells a joke that I think all of us have said too. She comes up and she goes, "Damn!"
Yeah.
Like when they see it, and he's like, "You're no," and he says the author's name that she reads that book of all the time. And he's like,
Yeah.
"You're no." It's pretty funny. And I was like, "I'm with you." It's a good like banter, good scene of it.
Yeah, and then you get a pretty tense scene because they do get surrounded at this point as they're walking up that hill, and they have like that dog that can sniff out infected, I guess.
Not very well, but yeah.
Not very well, I guess. But it was a tense scene. I mean, Joel's clean, but the whole time you're like, "Oh shit, how's it gonna react to Ellie?" Because like even the scanners they had, and like at the end of episode 1, it popped her up as
Picked her up, yeah.
as an infected. So it's odd that I guess the dog can't do that. So they can't detect it. But it was a very tense scene. You think it's gonna just like attack Ellie or whatever, and then it just starts playing with her. She just starts laughing.
We missed just 2 quick important scenes because it happens during this. Well, as soon as they leave the old people scene, I thought Joel was having a heart attack.
Yeah,
but
that's a
you're gonna come to
reoccurring
later.
thing. Yeah.
But you're gonna come back. He does it again with like the Ellie scene where like he starts like having like heart pains, but I think he's actually having panic attacks.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they're portraying it well because panic
think-
attacks do feel like you're having.
It
a heart
seems
attack,
like
but-
the whole Henry and Sam thing is what kind of triggered it a little bit
Yeah.
more. But yeah, he's having those panic attacks, and even like when they wake up that next morning because like they found like that little cave to sleep in that night, and he's like muttering in his sleep. Again, I
Yeah.
mean, you've seen it in an episode or 2 previous because Ellie even mentions like you mumble or talk in your sleep, and he's doing it even more so in this one whenever he wakes up. He's like, "Why didn't you wake me up?" He's like, "I kept watch. I did everything you told me to do. I was up there. Everything." She has like his rifle. He's like,
You
"Give me
taught
that."
me.
Yeah, and that's
that was
another
another
thing.
good
He's
scene.
like he's teaching her how to like keep watch and how to shoot and how to do all these other things. And you get
Yeah,
some
I
more
mean,
of that in this episode too.
she's learning, at least whether he teaches her or not. She's definitely learning. She's seeming like a benefit to him just as much
Yeah,
as he is to
she's
her.
soaking it all in. She's paying
Yeah.
attention to everything that Joel does. And I like some of the banner that does come up eventually. She like asks him what he would do, like if they
Mhm.
were just out there after everything was done or whatever. And he's like, I would
Sheep
own
farm.
I'd have a sheep farm.
I'm a
It's like,
sheep farmer.
sheep by
Yeah, they're
yourself.
quiet. They listen.
They
Ellie, because you
listen.
don't listen to shit.
Do what they're told.
Do what's told. Haha. No, that is a good scene too. And they're all
Yeah.
they're riding in, even though. So they get surrounded by these people, and the dog doesn't attack them. So then they take him to this town we're gonna get to. I thought
He
it
says
was
he's looking
weird.
for his brother. He
Says
said.
he's looking for his brother. He says his brother's name's Tommy. The one girl looks intrigued.
Yeah.
They ride in, and Ellie and Joel each have their own horse. Who the fuck didn't have a horse? Like, who'd they make walk?
Maybe the dude just hopped on someone else's horse with him. But yeah, you're right. They just
You would
walk.
think they give Joel and Ellie, like, they would ride with somebody. Like, not like, oh, give them their own horse. Hey, you get off your horse. Come over here.
That's my horse, damn it.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? These are two strangers that you don't know, and you gave them their own horses. Like, and where did Ellie learn to ride a horse even? She would be the one I would think would be on a horse.
And I mean, they have that big ass town out in the middle there, like, and it's
Yeah.
not surrounded by woods or anything. They literally, it's like just
It's-
a big ass empty, just snowy area with a settlement just right in the middle
Yeah.
of it.
Got great sight lines, man. Great sight lines.
Yeah, but they have
Yeah.
like the whole walls lined with guards and shit. They have like a signal
Yeah.
to come through, and this is the town you see in the game, and also through like part 2, Last of Us Part
Yeah.
2 as well. The
Yeah, in
settlement they
Part
end up
2.
living in. But you actually get to see Tommy. It's for the first time since the first episode.
Yeah,
And you
it's his
get
first.
to see he's talking about what he's been up to. I mean, he's been working and living in the settlement. He has like a wife. He has a family now. I mean, he has a child on the way and everything. That's not revealed as of yet. But I mean, it seems like he has a whole life. Joel is a little peeved. I mean, Joel.
I would be too, though.
I mean, yeah, I would be too. I mean, he went off to join the. I mean, like, it's exactly what Joel was talking about before about Tommy's just always moving on to something, trying to be that hero. He went in the military before everything happened. Then he joined the Fireflies. He backed out of them, and then he's in the settlement and everything. But Tommy pretty much just straight up abandoned Joel. And
Yeah, that's what
everything.
I would be mad about. Like, they were in constant communication, and then he was just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
And
done.
his only excuse was like, well, we can't just try to give away like the location. Like they're
You don't
strict
have
on the
to.
radio and stuff. Just, all you have to do is just tell him like I'm fine. I have a like I'm cool.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave him
cool.
worrying about you the whole time.
Don't look for me. And in a world where you only have your brother, what'd you think he was going to be like? Like, oh, I'm good. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you already
Tommy
know
would
he's
be like,
hyper.
come find me. Give him like a roundabout, not the exact location, but like meet me here. I'll find
Or-
you and you can come live with us. It's way better than
Or-
the fucking settlement you're living
Nothing.
in.
Yeah. Or not, even if he was just like, I'm okay, Joel. Don't look for me. You won't find me, but I'm okay, Joel. You know, like,
Yeah.
anything. You already know after losing his daughter, which is going to come up here soon too, that
Yeah.
Joel is so hurt and hyper fixated on the people that he cares about. Like, why would you do that to him? I think Tommy's just as much fault. Now, Joel is a dick in this. He's a dick in this.
And it's not
episode.
like Tommy forgot, because as you see in the episode, whenever Ellie is at like Tommy's house and like his wife or what, I keep forgetting her name, she's cutting Ellie's hair, but she sees the memorial.
Yeah.
And it has like Joel's daughter's name on it. So it's
It's got
like it's
Sarah's
not like
name on it.
Tommy forgot. So it's like I don't know. Tommy just wasn't thinking much.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little weak reasoning. Tommy's just like, oh, hey, Joel. And I'm just like, man, fuck you. I'd be mad too. Like,
Tommy, you
dick.
little whipped dude. You let
Yeah, like, and it
that's
seems like
your
Tommy,
only family left.
it seems like Tommy can get out. Like, it seems like he has free reign to go and come as he pleases. Because
Yeah.
later in the episode, obviously, he's going to leave.
Mhm.
Why wouldn't he? Okay, you don't want to tell Joel where you are in that settlement. You couldn't have taken in this whole time a 4-day trip to, what do you say? It was a week to Colorado or to Denver.
That's what I'm saying. He could have at least
Go
told
to a
Joel to like
radio.
meet me at like this location, and then he could have brought him back to the
Yeah.
settlement.
Or again, maybe he just didn't want Joel there. Just tell him you're okay.
Exactly.
You were capable of doing it. You
I'm
were
moving
definitely
on. I found
capable.
something with my life. Like, don't worry
Yeah.
about me. Move on with your life. I'm
Move
good.
on with your life. I'm good. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what he could have done. But yeah,
Nope.
he chose not to do anything and just let
Yeah.
Joel worry about him the whole time. And even so, if you're a Tommy and you're living in this fucking nice ass settlement,
No, it
it's
is a
pretty
nice
much as
settlement.
close to the real world as you possibly could get. Why would you let your brother live in that just garbage ass Fedra run city in Boston, dude? That's terrible. He's literally running drugs just for extra cars to try to
Yeah.
get out of there.
He's
Tell
a
your-
drug dealer and shit.
Tell your brother about it so he can get up out of there. Like, wouldn't you want your
Yeah.
brother to have a better life?
Because he's whipped, and we already kind of talked about it, and his wife thinks that Joel is also she's
She
definitely
thinks he's a bad guy. Yeah.
a bad guy, bad influence, bad guy. She tries to tell Ellie this.
Yeah.
We're getting kind of ahead of ourselves, but they get into the town. The people let him in. He meets Tommy. They give him like their own house and stuff.
Yeah,
and
showing
you
him
can definitely-
around. They find the sheep and everything. She's like, "Oh, look, Joel, the sheep."
Yeah. You could definitely tell the wife of Tommy wants Ellie to be there. She's like, "You can join us. You can, like."
yeah, she
come
thinks
in.
something ain't right. She thinks something's off with
She
that.
doesn't like Joel still, but she never is blatantly mean or blatantly dismissive to Joel. But she definitely
No.
doesn't like him.
Yeah,
But she definitely likes Ellie. She's taking an interest in Ellie. But you do get this. I don't know, man. You get this sense of like that Tommy's whipped during this whole thing.
exactly. That's exactly what you get whenever he's talking
Yeah.
with Joel and everything. And like I mentioned, you have that scene because Ellie goes and gets a shower and everything, and she even gives her like a cup.
She gives her a diva cup. Yeah.
She gives her a cup. Yeah,
Which is so like, it's so smart, like it's
yeah.
as us as
'Cause
viewers.
she found the
I'd have been-
Tampax like 3 episodes ago, and she was so excited about it. And now she has a cup. She doesn't
Marissa-
have to worry about it.
Marissa was pumped about this cup. She's like, "That's so smart. That's the best idea." And I'm like, "She's right. It'd be a great idea."
But yeah, she's looking around the house. She found like that little memorial, and then she's talking with like the wife, and she even says like, "There's stuff you're not telling me, and that's fine. But I want you to know like Joel isn't the guy you think he is, like we already mentioned." And she's like, "Well, Tommy was doing the exact same shit that Joel was doing." She's like, "Well, yeah, well, Tommy was more of a follower than
Just
a
like
leader."
you are. Like, man, you can't put that shit on. Like, they know it. Tommy's an adult.
Yeah, and what did I feel like? I forget Ellie's response, but she's like, "I'm smarter than that. I know what I'm doing."
Yeah. She basically says, "I'm smart. Maybe I'm smarter than Tommy."
Yeah, maybe I'm smarter than Tommy, which
And
I'm
it's like-
pretty
he's
sure
like,
she is.
She's like, "You'd be a great lawyer. you'd be a great lawyer."
Yeah, because she said she was like a DA. That's just
Yeah.
like before everything, and she's put the bad guys behind bars and everything.
And Joel's one of them bad guys.
Yeah, she wants to put Joel behind bars. You had like that little sit down where they're eating dinner and just fucking Ellie's just piling in. They haven't had a good meal in who knows how long.
She's like, "I ain't never had a fucking good meal."
And Ellie's just rude as shit in this scene.
She
like,
is
even
rude.
Joel's just like, "Ellie, chill." Like Ellie's like, "We're guests here. Be nice."
Yeah.
And
was
even
what?
when like Tommy says like about them being together and like they're married or whatever, Ellie's like, "Congratulations, Joel.
Joel.
Tell him
Joel's
congratulations." It's polite.
Well, again, this is good chemistry off each other. Keeping each other in balance. That's the best. The best pairs weaken where the other strengthens. And
Yeah.
they're bouncing off each other. So
And
this
a lot
is good.
of people are kind of are guessing about this. You might have gotten to see Ellie's future girlfriend, from part 2.
the girl that runs away.
Yeah, the one that's looking at her from behind the pillar when Ellie calls her out. She's like, "What the fuck you looking at? you got a problem?"
All right. I mean, it makes sense.
But they're
it comes
saying,
up later.
what's her name, like Dana or something?
Yeah,
I
Dana.
forget.
I think it's Dana.
But yeah, a lot of people are like, "Is that Dana?" And like Neil Druckmann's like, "I don't think. I mean, it could be Dana. It might not be. Who knows?"
We might recast. So I don't know.
might recast. Who knows? I mean, you don't get a good look at her at all. She's like way like in the background.
Wow, quick.
But it's kind of planting these little seeds here and there. I mean, the little horse that she meets has the same name as the horse that she gets in the second game. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's already setting up some of these things that maybe weren't even thought of at that point when the original game was made. So they were able
for
to
sure won't.
yeah. So
for
they
sure
were able
were.
to put some of these things leading into that next season or the part 2,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Which is cool for us as gamers, but like Marissa and Annette are not going to remember that horse's name. Like,
Yeah,
they're
those are
not
the
going to.
things that are there specifically for the people that played the games.
Season 2 is not going to come around and be like, oh my god, that's the horse from the first one. Like, they're not going to.
Yeah. And then like they have like the movie night. They're watching. I don't know what movie they're watching.
I have no. I tried to
Um,
pick up on it too. I even tried to pick up on some of the actors or something. I was like, what
I think
is
one.
this?
I think it was Richard Dreyfuss. I wasn't sure if it was like Close
Yeah.
Encounters of the Third Kind
I,
or something.
I could have Googled it, I'm sure, but
Yeah, I
didn't.
didn't bother.
Yeah,
But Ellie just pieces up out of there. She isn't
doesn't
about it,
seem interested.
and
Yeah.
she's just wandering around town. Like she's looking for Joel. It seems like she doesn't feel safe just around these strange people in this strange place. She's just kind of looking for Joel, and Joel he's going
Apparently
to fuck.
finds her.
Huh?
She apparently finds him because she says she heard stuff, but it never shows that, does it?
No, and yeah, it never
Yeah, it
shows
should've.
that she heard.
Yeah.
But Joel's fucking going through it right now.
Joel's going through it.
He's in like that because he's pissed off at Tommy, and Tommy knows he's pissed off. Because they had like that little scene at the bar, and he's like, "Damn, this fucking some good drink." Like, he's actually has this bar. They're mixing drinks and everything, and that's when Tommy, you get the feeling that he's whipped. Like that's
Also,
when
Tommy.
he goes through.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't radio you. We don't want to give out our location. Pretty much giving every
also s-
excuse to
He also says he's not going
Joel.
to take Ellie too. At this point, he's like, I'm
In this
not
scene.
taking it.
Yeah.
In the scene when they're having the drinks, he admits that he got the girl pregnant. Says he cannot go. He cannot take Ellie out because Joel asked him to take Ellie out at this scene. He doesn't tell him why yet, but he does ask him.
Well, yeah,
But-
he asked him like if it's dangerous. He's like, it's not too bad, but I mean, we've had
Yeah.
people come back, but there are infected and other stuff out there. But yeah, this scene,
Good night.
this is one of the scenes, man. This is where Pedro Pascal shines in this episode,
Oh yeah.
where he's just fucking he's breaking down to Tommy in
Crying.
this. Yeah, and this is exactly what I talked about earlier, where he's that scene where the kid got the jump on him, and he even says like, "She had to come save me. Like I'm not the dude that I was." And he says like, "I'm at the point where I'm losing in my dreams." Like
Yeah.
that's what he's waking up. He's mumbling in his sleep and everything. He's failing in his dreams. That's the exact quote he said. I'm failing in my dreams. And he's so afraid that if he goes on that he's going to fail. He's going to end up like getting her killed or himself killed or both. It's heavy, man. And he's just and Tommy's the only thing he has left, and he's just afraid to lose it all, especially coming this far.
I love this whole monologue he has here about the failing because he says it like, "Hey, I'm just afraid to fail," but really it's I care about this person so much. It's the first thing I've cared about that's why I'm afraid to fail. You know, like
Yeah.
he's starting to love Ellie like a daughter, which he says some mean shit later, but like
Yeah.
he in this scene you can tell he's really starting. He's not just afraid to fail. That's not what it is anymore. He's afraid to like fail her.
Fail
now.
her.
He has a
He
reason
can't go
to
through
live.
that again.
Yeah, he
at this
can't.
point.
And I don't know if he's contextualized yet, or at least he's not willing to say it to Tommy because he always is just saying about how he's too slow and he's failing, he's aging. But that's how I took this whole thing. I was like, oh, he's afraid to lose her. You know, like
yeah.
that's why he's starting to have these panic attacks now. He's not just worried about himself. He is doing things, and he talks about the dog scene too, where he's like, I just froze. You know.
Yeah,
And it's
he's like,
because-
what am I gonna do? He's like, I should have
Yeah.
done something. Like they could have ripped her apart right there.
Yeah,
He's
but
like,
I just froze. But
Yeah.
it's because he cares about her so much that he's starting to have anxiety
And
about
that's
it.
why at that one point when he walks out, when he leaves the bar, when he's pissed off at Tommy,
Mhm.
he walks out and he has like that panic attack, and he sees the back of that one
Sarah,
woman that looks like Sarah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's where he's like, what the fuck? And then he has like the flashbacks of like him and Sarah at Christmas, like hanging up, like decorating the tree and everything because of the Christmas tree that was there in the like that little like town square.
Yeah.
But then like it turns and it isn't Sarah, but that's where you're really like you're getting that connection. Like he thinks
Yeah.
of her as a daughter. He cannot go through this again. He's still not over. It's been 20 years. He's still not over the death of his own child, let alone this pretty much his foster child at this point.
Yeah. I mean, and as a parent, I don't know if you ever get over it, but it's a very powerful scene. I mean, we can't do it justice.
Yeah, and he begs Tommy, and he like,
Begs
I will
Tommy.
never ask you for anything ever again. And he's like,
Yeah.
just leave in the morning. And then he mans up and he goes tells Ellie himself. Like he
Yeah,
goes up
he's-
to the house and he tries to tell Ellie, and she's pissed off. And
Again,
this is almost
understandably.
exactly how the scene is in the game too. They made the house, that room, look almost the exact same too from the game.
Yeah. Oh, I do love this scene. She's just yelling at him. I mean, he's mean in it, and Joel's almost unnecessarily a dick in this. I'm just like,
He's
Joel.
like, you don't know what loss is, or
Yeah. He's like, don't, because she starts talking about Sarah. and
yeah,
he's like,
he's like, don't, and then she says something again. He's like,
don't say another word.
yeah,
He's like,
that's it. That's enough.
well, I love in the movie, but it's a dick of Joel when she's just like says something about I'm not your daughter, and he's like, you're right, we're not family, and I'm not your fucker. He doesn't say
Yeah, I'm
fucking
not your
dad.
father.
He's like, I'm not your father, and we're gonna separate tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they fight.
And then he
They
slams that door as he walks
Yeah.
out. Man, it's heavy.
It's
And
heavy.
because she even says, like, he's like, you don't think I've lost everything? Everybody I literally known about or cared about is dead or
died.
gone.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? Like, I literally know nothing but loss. Like, I know exactly what you've been through.
And I think Joel is. I mean, she's right. Like, Joel is hanging on to this death of his daughter like she's never loved or lost anybody. I feel like everybody on the planet that this is set on has lost somebody at this point, you know? Like, the world they live in, everybody has lost somebody.
Mhm.
You know, you can't hang on. I mean, it's part of Joel's character that he hangs on for it forever, but, you know. But
Yeah. And then you have that next morning. I mean, she's already ready to go. She's just waiting.
looks
And
like I hadn't got a wink of sleep.
nope, she's just sitting there waiting. And Tommy comes in and gets her, and they go to the stables. And lo and behold, old Joel's there waiting. And he even says, like, I'll give you a choice. And she's like, just throws him the bag, like, all right, let's go.
Let's go. He's like, I thought it'd be nice to give you a chance. I think we could have had one more scene with Joel, maybe Joel and Tommy, where he came to that conclusion. I don't like that they did that off
They
camera.
just woke
you
up
know?
and he's there.
Yeah, he's there. Like, and I thought
Or
maybe
just
he was
a
like,
scene of him alone in his room, just thinking or doing something, just
Exactly.
contemplating.
and I would have even been okay if maybe he was like, I want to see you to the edge of town or something, or I'll take you this
Set you
far.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, and then something happened leading up to that where he was like, okay, I have to finish this out, you know?
What I was thinking the whole time was like, Tommy's just like, man, I woke up early as shit and packed up all my gear just for, like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, you could have told me this last night, Joel. Like, I didn't have to bother with all this bullshit.
And you took my favorite gun.
Took
I
my
could shoot
favorite
people
gun.
from a mile away.
He even makes a point to telling, like, his girl took his gun when he
And
came
he's like,
into
I know.
town. He's
He
like,
says it
I know.
twice.
You don't have to tell me.
I know, you said it.
I know. You said it, Joel.
He's like, took my gun. I love when he says about, I mean, this is previous, but he's like, I can shoot something from a mile away.
He's like, I knew that was bullshit.
That's bullshit. Lying to people.
Come on, Tommy. I know you better than that.
But this was a little rushed to me. But then Joel and Ellie leave, and we get another cute scene of them bonding.
I thought the episode was going to end there, like as they were leaving town. I know that actually has a little bit here as they're making their way towards the
Denver.
university.
Yeah, Denver, Colorado. Yeah, and he's teaching her to shoot at this point. Well,
They have like that little like like bag that says asshole on it.
Yeah. It's gonna be, and listen, I'm being a cynical here. I feel like she's gonna pick that gun up and be like, "Oh, he taught me to shoot," but I'm like, "But you weren't successful at it. Like, he didn't teach you anything. You just
She's
shot the gun a
missing
few times."
everything. She's like,
Yeah.
this gun's fucked, Joel. Like this,
But now
it's
where
not
we
accurate.
leave off,
And he
Yeah,
just
but
picks
now
it
where
up,
we
and she's
leave-
like, I swear, if you shoot this, he just nails it
You're
one
gonna
try.
miss. But now where we leave off, and we're getting there, but like now she's definitely going to use the gun and be proficient at it, you know, because she's going to have to use it for a while.
Yeah.
Um,
But at this point, now that they're gone, it's a whole different, relationship. They're talking nonstop at this point, like
yeah.
just back and forth. Like they
About
have a
football,
whole different
about-
relation. Yeah, he's explaining football to her and everything, but they have such a entirely different relationship from just that fourth episode that we started talking about originally till now. Just leaving that town, and Joel has really come to terms and has really settled in as kind of raising her and taking her under his wing, and it's going to make that much harder of a decision to kind of let her go with the Fireflies when he has to, which we
Yeah.
will get to eventually. But I mean, I love that dynamic even more so than we did before, because before it was just like kind of like the God of War thing where you got like the kid just messing around, and you got just the grumbly, just older guy, just like boy, just
Boy.
like. And now it's a whole different dynamic where it's just playful banter back and forth. Joel doesn't mind talking to Ellie now.
Now we know he cares.
Now you know he cares.
He let his guard down.
He does, and that's going to be a reoccurring thing going forward. And then that's why, I mean, he's going to be caring too much and making a lot of bad decisions because he cares too much eventually.
Hey, maybe. And Marissa says to me, she's like, "You think they'll change the ending?" I was like, "No fucking way. They ain't got the balls.
Way they change
They
the
got
ending,
the
dude.
balls.
I mean, maybe they'll like
Tweak it.
mix it up a little bit, but no way they're going to change like the ending to it.
Well, another episode, another time.
Yeah, but they make their way to the university and they see the monkeys outside.
They see the monkeys,
They see
yeah,
the
but
monkeys.
not enough. I'm not gonna get a giraffe.
I hope we get that giraffe. I think that I'm hoping that's what sets up the giraffe.
The giraffe, but it seems like we're after the giraffe now. After where this ends.
Well, I mean, they're going to be making their way towards that other city eventually, because whenever they get it,
They can do it.
the
in
Firefly base is supposed to be in that university, I guess.
Yeah.
And as they're
They don't
going
find
up,
'em.
yeah, it's all empty. They hear like noise upstairs and they think somebody's in the building. They're sneaking around and shit, but no, it's just the monkeys fucking just messing in the labs. But they find like that bit, like the huge map
Yeah.
with like all
Which
the
for
different
this
diagrams, and it's all
secret or Salt
Go
Lake
ahead.
City.
yeah, it's Salt
I'm
Lake
just-
City. My
they're,
guess is around Salt Lake City or whatever. Maybe
We'll
that's
find the
when we'll get the giraffe. Yeah.
Better get the giraffe. No, it's just like, it's funny because again, the Fireflies are like this resistance organization, and they have a fucking billboard of where they're going. The big ass map, the
And
biggest thing in the room.
they just
They're
left
like,
it
"This
there.
is-
They didn't take it with
this-
them.
yeah, or take it down.
Oh yeah, or
Scribble it out. Something.
yeah. Anybody just walks around can find where they're located.
And obviously there's people there, because as they're looking at it, they hear people outside.
Yeah.
Just like, I guess vagrants. I don't know. They're not really anything.
Yeah, they don't say like if they're Firefly. I mean, they're not Fireflies because they moved on. I guess they're just
Yeah.
stragglers.
Yeah.
Just
Just raiders.
raiders. But this is definitely different from the game because in the show here they try to sneak out and we get some crouching scenes of them. Like the game, they're crouched around that wall. And I was thinking the whole time it's not practical because they're crouched behind the wall, but Joel's gun is sticking up above the wall the whole time.
Sure
And I was like, they're gonna see you, Joel. What are you doing? What are you doing? That's not hiding anything.
And he also waits for 1 second before he's like, all right, go. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, you didn't see if anybody moved or anything.
Yeah, and as they're like about to get up on the horse to get away, they get attacked. And you think it's all good. Joel beats the shit out of the dude and breaks his neck. Like
Awesome.
straight up breaks his neck. And then you find something else happen. Dude got stabbed with the broken baseball bat. And it's
Yeah.
like lodged straight into his stomach. Whereas in the
never
game, he
pull
gets
it
like
out.
he gets tackled off that balcony and he falls on like the glass or
Yeah.
whatever and it goes up through his stomach. It's a little different from the
Well,
game.
it's fine.
But,
Yeah,
it's
same
the same
concept.
effect. I mean, you get that
Yeah.
same scene as they're riding away and then you just see Joel just slumping in the saddle and then he falls off. And
Yeah.
that's a hell of a way to end the episode, man. Is just
a good
like
way.
him and she's like, Joel, wake up. And he's like, open your eyes, talk to me, say something. And he's just,
Well-
it seems like he's dead at the end of the episode, but we all know what happens.
Well, not all of us.
Not all of us, but we all know there's like 3 episodes left of the season.
I hope though. I'm very excited for this next episode. Obviously we're gonna get another time jump though. Like,
Did you see
'cause
the preview?
I don't do that.
You didn't see the preview?
I stop away, man.
Do you want me to tell you the preview?
No, I mean, I know it's coming. It's gotta come, right?
What?
It's the cannibals, right?
No,
the
that's
guy-
that's not the next episode. We going back in time for the next episode.
What?
Yeah, we're getting the DLC in the next episode.
I'm a little disappointed.
We're getting
Just-
Ellie's backstory with Riley in the
All
next
right,
episode.
in the mall, which is
Which,
fine.
it works perfectly for me, especially for the people that aren't familiar with the game. That gives them an extra week to like, what happened with Joel? Like, instead of
And-
just opening up the next episode with like Joel waking up or something,
and we're about to
give
have
them a week to wait on that.
we're about to have a very, not just this one, but the one after next week. We're gonna have a very Ellie focused episode. Like this next section that's coming up is very Ellie focused.
Oh yeah, I mean, next one is
Joel's-
episode 7. Episode 8, 9, and 10 are going to be the craziest episodes of the season so
yeah.
far. I'm sure, and I mean, every episode's been fantastic. These last 3 are going to be amazing. I'm sure.
I'm hoping, man. I'm very excited for the cannibals. Very excited.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they go that route with that
I
storyline,
hope-
man.
They do the diner scene And
Oh
one,
my
I
God.
hope they keep it just as gross and as brutal as it is. I hope they keep the context, like,
Yeah.
because the reason she's running from him in the game is an awful context, and I hope they keep it.
And
And
the way it ends too.
oh yeah, I hope all of it. I
Yeah.
hope they keep her running around like the things.
Oh, hiding, yeah, and slashing
Yeah.
at him and shit. That would be, dude.
Ah,
They got to do it. They got to
I
do it
hope
like that.
so. I'm thinking, but and all in all, I mean, 3 episodes, pretty great episodes. I think 5 has been my favorite of the series so far, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would. You get a little bit of everything in 5. I feel
Yeah.
like that. I feel like
It-
that was the more complete episode of them all. Even though damn near every episode so far has been great
It's
for
been
their
great.
own
Oh,
reasons.
fantastic! Yeah.
And I'm very intrigued on where the show's going to be going, especially because we know the ending. What are they going to change or tweak, or what are they going to do in these last couple episodes? Because I mean, I'm not sure how long they are either, because there's been a couple episodes this season that have been over an hour long. Maybe the
Yeah.
last 2 episodes of the series will be a little over an hour. So
They are.
I mean, who
2
knows
hours.
what's going to happen? It's going to be tough to wrap up everything as far as what we know what happens through the rest of the game itself. It's going to be hard to kind of wrap that up in 3 episodes. So we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, I feel like they only got they got about 2 major plot points to hit still, right? Like they have
Yeah.
obviously the one we talked about, and then they have the end. I think everything else is
The
kind of
facility, and then you
yeah.
have the DLC in next episode. So yeah, it'll work out.
It'll work
suppose.
out. I think
I'm assuming it's 10 episodes. I'm going off the assumption it's 10
I
episodes.
think it's 9, but I
Ooh,
might be
is it?
wrong. I think it is 9. But
Damn, so we only got 3 episodes left then.
yeah, I
Okay.
think there's only 3 episodes left. But I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong.
Okay. Oh man, we got 9. I thought we had
Yeah.
10. Usually HBO goes with 10 episode
I-
format.
I thought because feel like I had this conversation with somebody where I also was like, no, there's got to be 10, and I
Damn,
think
that's
they proved
crazy.
me
We only
wrong.
got 3 more weeks left of this. That's
Um,
nuts. Damn.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited.
So I
Very
mean,
excited.
any final thoughts here on the these episodes we talked about, Alex?
I mean, this is what I wanted out of The Last of Us, and I feel like, and just a little personal like anecdote, I feel like I've played the beginning of Last of Us so much that when I was watching the beginning of the series, I was excited to see how they would do the end of the show.
The back
So
half of it.
Yeah, this is what's getting me now, where I'm like really like glued to the TV. The first couple of episodes, I was like, oh yeah, building character, blah blah. But I've seen it a bunch of times because I played the beginning a million times. I'm into this. I'm so into this. I'm so excited to watch it every time. I don't always get a chance to watch it on premiere, but man, I wish I did.
Yeah, I don't always get the chance to, but the last couple we've been able to catch, and I mean it's great catching it out on as it's premiering. But I mean this is at the point of not just the game but the series here where you're really coming to get to know the Joel and Ellie that we love throughout the games or in part 2 and stuff. This is the peak Last of Us. Even though we're going to be getting into some heavy shit, even though we've been dealing with heavy shit through this whole series so far, we're going to be getting even more heavy shit going forward.
Yeah.
And we're still going to have that same dynamic between like Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal. And it just seems so natural and it seems so great. And it seems like it's hitting its stride at the right point. Because this episode, Pedro Pascal was the MVP of this one, of episode 6.
yeah.
He carried it with that performance, man. And
That
Bella
monologue,
Ramsey,
man.
she's been fantastic the whole series so far. I feel like every episode she grows more and more into Ellie. I feel like that is Ellie. She is like she's playing.
Oh, she's definitely. She's a brat. That's what Ellie is in the game, though. She's a fucking brat. She's a teenager. Like anybody who's had a teenager, they're assholes sometimes,
Yeah.
And that's what she is, and she's doing great at it.
Yeah, and I mean it's the acting, and it was very well written as far as the
Yeah.
show too, because everything just comes off very genuine. As far as some of the other characters, maybe you can say hit or miss, but as far as these like the 2 main characters, the most important of the series, they're the most genuine and natural, and that's exactly what you want. You want to care about these characters, and it's at that point now where they're pretty much inseparable. You want these 2 to be together.
They're
throughout
Batman
the
and
rest of
Robin,
everything.
man. They're a dynamic duo. You need it.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's hitting its stride at the right time. These next couple episodes are gonna be a doozy. I mean, if it is 9 episodes, we'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about 7 and 8, and then we'll have the season finale
Do
after
just
that.
one.
Yeah.
All right, man.
So
Well, I am excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited as well. Make sure to tune in next week. I'm doing the review with Brett Parker from Dissect That Film. He's going to be joining the show. We're going to be talking about Serpico, the Al Pacino film. I believe it was 1973. It is his 50th anniversary this year. So we're going to be doing a review of that. It's actually my first time ever seeing it, so I'm very intrigued. I've seen a lot of clips from it, and I'm a huge Al Pacino fan. Of course, I've seen the episode of Sunny in Philadelphia with Charlie's acting like Serpico in that episode. I'm going to be referencing that one when we do the review. But stay on the lookout for that one. Where can everybody find you here, Alex?
Well, I'll be very excited to watch that episode. I've never even heard of Serpico in my
Never
life.
heard of Serpico?
Not in my life,
bro,
man.
I can't wait to watch it. It's going to be
And
awesome.
I'm pretty my ear is pretty much to the movie scene, so I'm excited to watch that review. I'll be watching the review. And as always, you guys can find me on Tap That. I promise I'll put some content out here eventually. It's been some months for me, but I'm working on it. I wish I could keep a consistent schedule, but you can find me on Tap That.
All right, man. All right, everybody, make sure to like, share, and subscribe here. Make sure to check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Cinema Trip Reviews. Also, go check us out wherever you get your podcasts. We're pretty much available everywhere, so drop in and leave us a good review there as well. And we'll see everybody next week.